If you have not subscribed to Alboa Cinema, this is where you will get everything. So subscribe. Ni wewe naongelesha. Subscribe.
So now, Karibu. By the way, please ignore all the noise. The kids, my neighbor's kids are everywhere. But first of all, I wanted to just a quick thing over here. You know, we've been have been doing this project. Seeing this project here, OT Unleashed. This is one of those. So this is our current project. It's in the Book of Ka universe. Kama ujui Book of Ka universe ni gani, you can check on 3D Africa Media YouTube channel. That is also my channel, but now for the company. So this, what you are looking at here, is the teaser of OT Unleashed, which is part of a short story in the Book of Ka universe. So we are using this as a proof of concept to raise funds. Yes, we want to raise funds to do the feature film. Okay, the feature film is going to be one of a kind. It's going to be the first, big project in this universe. We've already done quite a number of these short films. This is the fourth one actually. So mnaweza enda huko kwa 3D Africa. You can watch. You can start actually like 6 years ago. The first Lady Moran, it was a short, like 5 minute or 6 minute. So this one is now we've raised the ante. When I say we've raised the ante, so this is what we have now, and this is a proof of concept for Book of Ka Chapter X. You heard me talk about it before. So we are building. This thing is done on Unreal Engine. Yes, Unreal Engine ni mabobaya. Unaweza fanya some spectacular things and you can compete quite well. So there is that. But actually today the main thing was that Captain America did come out, and it seems, at least from the reviews that I've watched, the people who've watched them, they don't seem to like it. But then there's also a side that seem to like it. There's of course the normal arguments about identities and who's Captain America. I don't know if you've heard this, but my personal take is that they actually should have built the Falcon, the character that Maki plays. They should just build that character, and just have build him to. They don't have to surrogate Captain America and make him Captain America, now a black Captain America, but also the Falcon. But it's been a tired trope, and I think it's been run out. And most of these films that have done things like this, I think over 90% have terribly tanked. They've lost a lot of fans. I've spoken about all this before. You can go to the other videos there. So as we continue now, I wanted to watch the reaction from Nadrotic. It's a YouTube channel that I follow over there because they do entertainment and whatnot. So here is the Guinea that I want to react to. I won't watch the whole of it. It's 19 minutes, but I will watch part of it, react to what they are saying. I think there'll be spoilers, so in case you don't like spoilers, you can also skip, but you can share and subscribe before you do that. So this video has 623,000 views. So he's a popular YouTuber, this Nadrotic. Mnaona hapo 1.8 million subscribers. So let's listen to what he has to say, then to react. Ama namna gani?
Who deals better with snakes, Indy or Thaddeus Ross?
I will not answer that stupid question.
What you feeling right now, bro? What you feeling? I know you got to be
my
ecstatic.
dream and my nightmare all in one.
So Bucky, this guy is, if they are going to transition, this is who most people would think was the natural progression, because he was, what do you call, Captain America's friend, and like that. But then they brought in the Falcon to be that. I have serious gripes about these black characters. They take seconds on the white character. So a white character is always turned to a black character, but not the other way around, because there will be hell to pay. The wokists will go insane. But that is one of the problems I have. Like this is a very lucrative franchise. You know, if you are the owners of this product, and they've systematically just downgraded its quality and its characters to a point where they've alienated a majority of their fans. They can hardly make any money on these films anymore, and they spend ridiculous. Part of the reason is because they spend ridiculous amounts of money. I hear this one is like over $300 million. Man. Hey,
Well, wake up, baby, because we are in paradise.
It's very important that little brown kids are going to look up and see a brown Captain America, but it's very important.
That language. Oh, cringe. Oh my God. Little brown and black and brown kids. And who buys? Do you guys buy this thing? When they say this is, you feel like you're being empowered as a black person. Anyway, this is Hollywood actors, the black ones talk about little brown. I had to see myself in the movie. Like, anyway.
That other kids are going to look up and see a brown Captain America.
A few moments later.
When I was a kid, my favorite superhero was Incredible Hulk and Superman. And at no point in time when I was a kid...
Incredible Hulk and Superman are white. Mr. McKee.
Watching Superman, I was like, no, I can't be Superman because he's white.
Brave New World.
Oh, that's the same reaction I have. Like, he says his favorite characters were white, but then it didn't make him feel any type of way. It didn't make him feel like he couldn't be calm. It's as if the color thing really doesn't matter, really, because we have human tendencies. Is it? You know, a lot of these ideologies, the moment you just interrogate them just a bit, they fall apart so fast because the people who hold them, they can't even defend them without being hypocritical or no, just speaking out of both sides of their mouths. Jesus.
A great title for this film, just simply because it's a new beginning. It's a foundation on which Marvel will build the universe on now. And I think not only this character, but all the characters that surround him are new foundation building blocks for us to utilize to...
Huyo mseni mandom tu hapa, nini mandom tu anaongea hapa. You know, and people try to sound smart and artistic. Our depth, you know, the foundational blocks of the new franchise. Okay.
Move on through the universe.
What the f*** are you talking about, man?
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, you know, America should be one of those representations.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever...
He's called Captain America, for heaven's sake. Captain America, and the main actor is saying that... Gosh. Talk about, like, these people like taking... success. They like taking success from the, like, defeat from the mouth of success. Like, they're about to succeed. No. Why don't you just press this button here? Self-destruct.
heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Nerderotic.com.
Greetings, you
That's
over
a nice
1 million
intro.
hellions and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. The Captain America sequel without Captain America has had a lot of problems, not the least of which is not having Captain America in your Captain America sequel. Captain African American has been the very
They call him Captain African America. It's because, you know, like, you change the country, make him black, then what do you expect?
definition of production hell with multiple issues, including but not limited to those on-brand Disney Marvel delays, moving it from 2 prime summer spots into February, possibly to recapture the magic of Black Panther by putting it in Black History Month. Then they changed the title to Brave New World from New World Order, because Disney Marvel is worried that that term was co-opted by conspiracy theorists who believe that globalists, bankers, and shadowy organizations are trying to establish a single authoritarian world government. Like, who would believe that?
Like who?
Then, of course, there were the well-reported ballooning budgets that were anywhere between $350 million and $375 million that Disney later lied about.
375. Yeah, the kids. Please ignore.
And said was $180 million, which was actually the price of the reshoots. Now, Disney Marvel would never lie.
This is like a whole movie. What do you mean?
$180 million, which was actually the price of the reshoots.
So, joins the cast for past over 22-day shoot as a villainous character. So this guy is the 180 million for a reshoot. So like they shot the first, then it went, or they reviewed it. No, so they went and reshot that. But by the way, this particular movie had a lot of those. There's a lot of reshoots because they have like test audiences after they've edited what they go show people. A sample of who they expect to see the movie, and if the reports are bad, sometimes the editing is changed, or they reshoot and add things and whatnot. So they did that at a cost of $180 million. Hey, that gravy train is sweet, man. Sweet.
Now, Disney Marvel would never lie about a budget, except for the time they did with Doctor Strange and the Marvels.
But wait! There's more!
Box office projections have gone from a $95 million domestic opening over the 3-day weekend to a $90 million domestic opening over the 4-day weekend, which is $30 million less than Ant-Man Quantumania. And one of the biggest shockers is the
Quantumania was a bad movie. Let's not lie.
corporate critic score on Rotten Tomatoes is 51.
You see, like the fact that technology has gotten to a place where they can just do any story and just show you all these effects and what and not just. But in the end, after you watch a number of them, it's if the story isn't heavy or good enough, if the characters aren't interesting enough or not played well, like it just loses the last star. Quality and end hey.
%. Maybe they were funded by USAIDs.
Go yourself.
And with all that,
Elon.
this was still a movie you needed to do homework for. The good news is you have to watch The Incredible Hulk again. That's not so bad. The bad news is you don't need to watch any of the action.
This is the thing. I actually like the Incredible Hulk movies just because of the nature of the Incredible Hulk. But when they started making him more human and with specs and more controlled, it lost its the interest. It became more mundane, less interesting to me, and I don't know why they did that, but here we are. I don't know. Has any of you watched She-Hulk, the series? He's so toned down, you can't even. Like, I like to see. I like that edge where that he could snap at any time and just destroy everything. You have to leave that. Just have to, like, that's why he was so good, especially in the earlier Avengers, when, like, it was the time he was chasing the what's her name, Black Widow. Like, you could feel the terror because he's just terror. She strike like, Sama's Nini, but he's just coming, and that was like, that's the end when he meets that. That even for those kinds of scenes, it's because of who he was, not anyway.
Captain America movies. The worst news is you have to watch The Eternals, and the most required viewing for this film is the god-awful Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I remember
the most hateful
that.
and divisive piece of content Disney Marvel has ever produced. So to save our collective time and sanity...
By the way, that the Winter Soldier, it was very woke. And you see, there are these things in the script where they would just stop the storyline to give a sermon. You have to do better, Senator.
It could be best summed up with a few clips.
We need new heroes, ones suited for the times we're in.
Mr. Wilson, but we cannot approve you. I'm truly sorry.
I'm giving him we just talk. Hey, look, this guy bothering
No,
you.
he's not bothering me. Do you know who this is?
Oh, God, I am so sorry.
Okay, this is one of the scenes. You see, this is the Falcon, who was very popular because of the Avengers saving the world thing. But in this series, which happened after, they're acting like the cop doesn't know who he is, so he's just being racist, So they were trying to show in the racist aspect, the preachy aspect. And they really don't know how to do it anymore. And you see, it's actually not difficult to do, but these guys keep making it more egregious in that they try to push in the sermons oh, hey, the religion has said you have to insert, and then it came off so fake because he's trying to act like, oh, this white cop is you know, they are the white policeman, black man, George Floyd, you know. Come on, Najwa, I'm not going to start regurgitating that stuff
I can recognize you
again.
without the cop.
Message!
Please, you buy into all that stars and stripes bullshit.
Those stars and stripes don't mean nothing good to me.
My world doesn't matter to America.
Message!
That shield is a monument to a bygone era. A reminder of all the people history just
Yeah,
left.
woke people think they have figured everything out so much bygone era. Well, there is basically what they are doing. They are resuscitating ideologies from the early 19th century, the 20th century, which had killed so many people, and they think they are so revolutionary. It's not a problem when people want to feel like heroes and you're not. And you see, the people who write these stories are like that, these woke people. They think they're revolutionaries. They think that these so important people that they actually have figured out all the politics and who's bad, who's good, even when they're playing along with the mighty powers that are corrupt. They always, like, would you think anything like transgenderism will get as big as it is if it wasn't for the help of some of the biggest companies and governments in the world? Think about it. When people are telling you minorities, just know who you're not, understand who you're not allowed to criticize and who gets the most government support, and all the corrupt people are like, hey, look at these people. Kuarada.
Left out. You of all people bought into that bullshit?
You're becoming a bit of a legend. Every day more people love you.
I didn't think there could be another Captain America until I met you. People are lost. They need a leader who looks like them.
Sam.
By the way, she was a terrorist in that, like, not even a good one, like really, like, doing awful things, but they were somehow trying to make her be like good person. It was weird.
What?
Carly bombed a GRC supply depot.
What? What's the damage?
11 injured, 3 dead.
To them, at least Carly's doing something.
You really think her ants justify her means? Then she's no different than him or anybody else we fought.
She's different. She's not motivated by the same things.
I like you, Sarah. You remind me of me.
You know, when you
Oh,
came to
I'm
America
such a
before, you reminded me of
wonderful
young me.
person.
Blonde hair, blue eyes, stars and stripes. And a black man. Black man, black man.
Black man.
I'm a black
man
carrying the stars and stripes.
Stripes.
Steve
Black
told me what he
man.
was planning. I don't think either of us really understood what it felt like for a black man to be handed the shield.
Black man.
But it's still black.
The terrorists only set us back a bit.
You have to stop calling them terrorists.
But you have no idea how complicated this situation is. You know what? You're right.
Most situations are complicated.
You've got to do better, Senator.
Oh, you got no. Oh, that scene. Oh, I was cringing every step of the way. I'm like, why? That is really bad storytelling. I have to be honest with you. Even with my very average writing skills, I cannot write dialogue like that. It's so cringy. Like, it's so useless and mundane because it's trying to create something heavy out of nothing. You don't really have a strong background as to why they're speaking like that at that moment. They're just speaking from society at that moment. Kama ni George Floyd, kama ni whatever, if it's Trump, if it's Elon, they just speak and they try and just shoe in. We hate these people, so it's in our movie. You know, it lacks the necessary nuance, you know, to make the story, you know, move to the next level. Like, why? What are the motivations of these people other than what you woke people think they should be? You know, like actually digging deep into the human psyche and trying to explain it. That's really what makes these stories any good. But when it becomes superficial like this, in a
to
ball.
apologize in advance because it seems like we say this a lot with Disney Marvel films lately, with a couple of rare exceptions, but my expectations were low. But holy fuck, with Captain America Brave New World, it seemed from the corporate critics and some critics that I actually like that the general consensus was that it was mid at best. But I have to respectfully, and with most critics disrespectfully, disagree. Every bit of trouble this film has had shows through on the screen. I think it can be best described as Disney Marvel making a post-Snyder pre-Gunn DC movie.
I come to set every day with a smile on my face because we're making Captain America. No, you're not.
And here I am being a sweet
You know, they
summer
kept
child
on
again
saying,
because
they're trying to say that, they keep on repeating it like it's a thing, but The fans have told you, no, that was Captain America. What you did was wrong. Just leave him with his role. Develop the Falcon. They would have made more money. They would have pissed off less fans.
I thought this would be better because it's got a pretty good cast. The good news is it's not 2.5 hours long and it's not woke. The bad news is it feels 2.5 hours long. It has a...
I think it's woke. It's very woke. The entire concept of him being captured, that's race switching, and it's already woke. I think it's trying to be nice, but no, it's the entire, for me, I lost interest the moment they decided that he has to be Captain America instead of being Falcon. You know, these are the same people talking about, oh, neo-colonialism and that. That's what this is. This is trying to force feed you some propaganda about identities. And using, by the way, I'm a filmmaker, I know. This is one of the best ways to spread propaganda, good or bad. That's why everybody, like, you're given these narratives before, oh, we would like to see ourselves in a movie. Oh, like, I'm a human being first. And what white people, Chinese, Indians, what they experience on the human level is the same as me. If it's the struggle is the same, hunger is the same, love is the same, greed is the same, lies, the same, they mean the same thing, doesn't matter what color you are. But people have been twisted into just thinking, oh my, and I know you're called minority, so you feel more victimized and more special. Eh? No, I find this total garbage.
Series of events that might masquerade as a plot, but it ends up being a boring, convoluted mess. I feel stupid for doing so much prep for this because this film has nothing to it. So don't worry about any spoilers because you saw everything in the trailers.
You can't convince me that Red Hulk is not because of Orange Man. You can't convince me. They're using him as an allegory for Orange Man. It's cringe.
You want me? Come and get me!
This guy doesn't have powers. There's no way you can fight a Hulk. If you understand anything about anything, there's no way they're making that Falcon with just technology and can fight. This is a beast. Like the more you beat him, maybe if you are slightly stronger at the beginning, the worse he gets and the more powerful and more enraged.
Your business is losing money and you don't know about it.
Who are you?
So let's look at your business.
Advert break. Go away.
No, let's get this over with. I got shit to do today.
The film opens with Sam Wilson and Joaquin Torres intercepting an illegal sale of adamantium. Yes, you heard that right. They are able to retrieve it from Giancarlo Esposito in one of his 3 scenes in the film, and he is playing Sidewinder, and he just looks a little bit different than the version in the comics.
No, he doesn't look even. This is the original.
This one. General Thaddeus Ross, played by Harrison Ford, recast from William Hurt practically before his body got cold, and he
I think the other actor would play the character better. I like Harrison Ford, but he got very woke in the last 10. So yes, even the movie, what is it called, Indiana Jones, like he was horrendous. Like it is not necessarily just cashing in a check.
Invites Sam to the White House after this successful mission, and Sam decides to bring along Joaquin Torres and Isaiah Bradley.
Spoilers.
You might be asking yourself, who in the hell are Joaquin Torres and Isaiah Bradley? Well, you wouldn't know if you haven't watched The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or you might not remember considering that the show came out almost 4 years ago. Isaiah Bradley is essentially the Tuskegee experiment Captain America who was lost.
Do you know, read about the Tuskegee experiment? So the US government was experimenting on black people. I think it was more about STDs and what they do to people, so they'll put them somewhere without medication or different levels of medication to see what happens. So lab rat. So he's like him, but now he was in the Captain America program. So I'm trying to explain.
Locked away by
the
American government for 30 years because he was black. And Joaquin Torres is the new Falcon with arguably the worst costume in the MCU. And I know it's very reminiscent of the one that's in the comics, and that one sucks.
This is the thing. Sometimes I think sometimes it's not, it doesn't look that bad. No, it doesn't. It's fine. It's fine. Come on, Adrotic, you're getting a bit carried
The
away.
MCU, and I know it's very reminiscent of the one that's
This is
in the
worse.
comics, and that one sucked too.
Especially the
reason
hands,
Sam was
yeah.
invited to the White House by Ross was so Captain African American could reform the Avengers and become the face of a treaty. And this is the biggest takeaway in the entirety of Captain America: Brave New World. Hold your hats, ladies and gentlemen, and prepare yourself. Marvel has finally acknowledged the giant celestial in the middle of the ocean, which you all knew from the trailer.
If you guys watched, is it Eternals? That's when this thing was supposed to come up. Then it just stuck there. They just left it there. So it's just like halfway out of the earth. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Sam Wilson's hand-me-down Captain America is the face of a cooperative international treaty where all nations get to share in the adamantium. And it's cute that President Harrison Ford wants to get this one thing done within his first 100 days. Trump would have made Tiamat the 51st state within his first 100 hours. Anyway, a song starts playing and it turns 4 people into Manchurian candidates, including Isaiah Bradley, and they try to assassinate President Ross, which you
I told you, this is about Orange Man. Cringe.
also saw in the trailer, which was later taken out of the trailer when a real Manchurian candidate tried to assassinate a real presidential candidate.
There it
Captain
is.
Anti-American is fired and Isaiah Bradley is locked up once again. Sam Wilson's Captain Un-American and Joaquin Torres' Ilacon are now hunting for clues for who's behind the mystery of the mind control. Something you think they would reveal towards the end of the film, and no, we find out right away. It's Tim Blake Nelson Samuel Stearns, last seen in 2008's The Incredible Hulk. And if you're waiting for that big
Oh my
reveal
God,
of
that's so
what he
long
would look
ago.
like as the leader, well, he doesn't look like the classic version or even the updated version. He looks like what Chris Gore best describes as broccoli. Updated version. He looks like what Chris Gore best describes as broccoli.
Okay. How do you present this? Come on now.
What the hell is even that?
And apparently the creators of Captain America Brave New World had no interest in having the audience engage in the story in any way by giving us the leader's entire motivation in successive exposition dumps, for which there are many, in the middle of the film. Now the 5s and 10s of people in the theater.
Exposition dumps is when they tell you what should happen, they don't show you. Like if they're talking about, they're trying to give you a reason why something exists, that one of the actors or something of the sort just tells you the story. Maybe they're having a conversation with a fellow actor or making a phone call, but they're just telling you so you hear. Oh, this person, this mentor is so special, and we had this place is very impenetrable, blah blah blah. So they give you the breakdown. It's not totally a bad thing, but it's the worst. It's the last resort in film. Normally, just show people so that by the time that part gets to it, they understand why. Not that now you have to explain it to the viewers again. They're viewing and listening. Like you let it. So that's why people don't like. It's lazy filmmaking, because especially if you're spending $300-400 million, you should shoot every scene that you can. That's what I'm saying. Most of the times they're able to do that, especially well-developed characters, well-developed plots. They're able to show you the progression from the beginning, the motivations like that. They explore them. They open, onion. You open one, you see what's inside. Open like that. The layers. Peel the layers. That's what's supposed to happen. You see, this is theoretical. Even myself, we're also trying all these things. But I think we are, in terms of just trying to do that for the resources we have, this is unacceptable.
Theater will have time to check their phones, and they're really playing to the lowest.
Although really a good story is a good story. You just need a good writer. Really somebody who has that talent, refined talent. And that's what most of us don't do.
Common denominator, unfortunately.
Hiyo wokeness ilijaza DI hapa watu na you hire buffoons. Who can be replaced by ChatGPT.
That's the creators of Captain America Brave New World. Turns out the leader is mad that Ross used him to gain power, and when he was promised a pardon, he didn't get it. So what's he want to do? Does he want to kill him? Does he want to take over the world? No, he wants to ruin Ross's career. First by engineering what turned out to be a fake assassination attempt and then engineering a war with Japan. Nani? Japan believes that the U.S., ordered by President Ross, stole their adamantium only so the U.S. could give it back to them, and it creates an international incident.
Okay. let's let that end there. Oh my goodness. I haven't watched the film, so I was wondering why so many people didn't really have good things to say about it. Let me see Rotten Tomatoes, what they're giving there. Captain America, Brave New World. Let's see, what is the score? IMDb 6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 49. Okay, let's go and see there what's going on. So this is what I thought. Now look, there's that's the score. So the critics score, all critics 49, top critics 32. Why did it's very weird. They normally give it a high score, but the audience, so verified audience 80%, all audiences 75. I can't be hypocritical and say that, because I for me it's the audience that I rate above like all these critics, because they have different motivations. But when the audience unanimous, most of them, like you're talking over 65%, that like, okay, 60s is a bit, shows like the movie is very borderline, it's not really that good. But when you start to 70-80%, then it would seem that the audience actually enjoyed it. So that's why I'm stuck. So that's why I'm thinking like I'm looking at a lot of the critics don't like the movie, but the audience likes the movie. So I'm going to watch it eventually and give my own unbiased opinion, because anyway, we all have our biases. Personally, this is the genre I love, the kind of movies that I love: the action, sci-fi, superhero, blah blah. I love, that's my genre. Kama hakuna some adrenaline, I'm not inside. So I wanted to actually like this is very interesting. This score 49-80. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. I actually I was hoping this 49. Can it be 49? I'm a bit because the thing is, even there are people I trust who have done reviews, they have good taste, they also don't like it. But so maybe this is the one time that the normal critics, the paid for critics, are in agreement with the more independent critics. But this for me says a lot. This audience score of 80%, maybe something to go out there and watch. I don't know what you all think. Yeah, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe up or share with other people. Please, down here there is links to our crowdfunding for Book of Ka Chapter X. So I'm putting the links in the description. Please, you can donate anything you have. There'll be slowly by slowly we shall get this done. Ama vipi? Enda huku muone hiyo trailer. Go to my X here, Albo Nyakundi, Albo wa Cinema over there, blue tick inside, and then you can go watch that teaser. It's only 35 seconds. It has hit 17,000 views. Are you guys seeing over there? 17.6 thousand views. On up at least at the like Oyo. Okay, I didn't like what she said. All right. Sawa.